Hi everyone, welcome to my Scrappy Cathy channel, and today I'm very honored to be featured designer for day 6 of LOAD723, which is based on flowers. It's a week-long mini load. Load normally lasts a month, but this one is a members only, done by members, for members. And it lasts just a week. So today's prompt is based on the daisy, and you see I have a couple here. It's kind of a childlike. It's the first flower that children draw typically, and you know most children, when they draw daisies, they probably look a lot better than these. But so the story part of the prompt is about something that fills you with childlike wonder. And I had a similar prompt in a previous load for my featured designer thing. I'm not quite sure what that says, that I get the prompts to do with childlike wonder, but my answer then was travel, and I used some of my favorite travel photos, I think. But it's about seeing new places, meeting new people, doing new things. Always fills me with wonder about the universe we live in, and it definitely fills me with childlike wonder. So this time, my answer's the same, but it's about traveling with and seeing the world through the eyes of children. And I have been lucky enough to do that. When we retired, we moved to where the grandkids were. And within a year of retiring, we took the kids on dream trips. Obviously, we couldn't take Ava. Ava had just turned a year old, and we did take her. The whole family went to our family, the Saunier family barbecue in Kaplan, Louisiana. And she played with this pickup truck, or this dump truck, and she looks in this photo like she's viewing the world with some wonder. So that was kind of maybe one of her first longest trips. And we took, I guess the next trip we took was to take Barrett, who was in 2009. He hadn't yet turned 5. So we took him to Universal Studios, and he loved he wanted to go for the Spider-Man ride, and what he really loved was Seuss Landing. So I'm using a Seuss Landing photo because it's a little more colorful, and it's just a really cool photo of him. And then we took Katie to New York City. She wanted to see the big city, and so we took her there, and I have this photo of her. We're on the Empire State Building, looking out over over Manhattan. And I guess that one, I must have taken that one with a different camera because it's wider than these. I have it printed the same height, but it's a little bit wider. And then we took Allie. Allie was always into horses, and we took her, and let's see, Katie and Allie were in 2009, they were 7. So Katie was in New York at 7, and we took Allie to a kind of a dude ranch at the Tennessee-Kentucky border, and she went on a trail ride. So, and we hung around Nashville and enjoyed the tourist attractions there. So dream trips for all of them, and we were thrilled. So that's the story. The technique prompt is to do some doodling. So I doodled these flowers. I took this Distress Oxide, the mustard seed, and just made a little circle and used my black pen and drew around there. I'm sure you could have figured that out without my explaining it. But I'm going to kind of curve these a little bit. I'm also going to doodle on the page, I think. I'm using, as my base, I'm using, forgot to tell you. I'm also doing day 6. That's just day 6 of load. I'm also doing day 6 of the 12 days of summer Scraplifts. And this is it. It's got a panel of pattern paper down the middle, a contrasting strip, and it's on top of a lined paper. And then they've got 3 clusters. I'm going to have 4. And then I've got all the travel supplies and all the wonky flower type supplies that you could ever have. And I'm planning a title that's using items from 3 different collections. I think this is a My Mind's Eye, a fairly old travel collection. This used to say Let's Play, and I cut the play off, and it's from Where To Next. And then this is from vintage, let's see, Vintage Artistry Everywhere by 49 and Market. And so I'm going to use that. Let's Wander Everywhere is going to be the thing. I went to see what I had left in the Let's Wander collection, and I actually don't have much and certainly no titles. And I'd used I thought I had bought an extra set of titles, but apparently the only set I had was the one that came with the class. And it was kind of, I've finished the layouts in the book that were part of the class, so it's all used up. So that's the page I'm lifting. And I'm going to put this aside, and let's worry about the page I'm actually doing. I'm using both sides of this sheet of paper. This has a world map on it, very tone on tone, and this is to me, this is a sense of wonder just on a piece of paper right here. I love these sunbursts that are in the paper pad now. And these are both from Where To Next. And this is from Boho Sunshine by Simple Stories. And a lot of these supplies are going to be coming from my Scrap Backwards kit. But I did go hunt down some specifically travel supplies. I didn't choose this color scheme for any particular reason. Like, for example, it doesn't match the photos. But I figure that what doesn't match the photos provides a nice contrast to the photos. So I'm going to kind of do that there, maybe build that cluster there, and then this one, and then this one, and this one. And I need to do something to make them, to differentiate them. I don't know if maybe I want to do this one kind of slanted this way while this one is slanted that way. And then this one could be out like, kind of like so, and this one could, or no, that one could be, let's see. I'll do this like that, and I'll do that like that. I just don't want them to look matchy-matchy, and I'm sure that'll take care of itself at some point. Let's get some foam behind those photos. Let's see, is that good? I'll cut a little bit off that and put that in my foam bucket. I have a foam bucket. Do you all have foam buckets? I use a lot of this foam, and I create these little buckets of scraps. And every once in a while I get on a tear and say, okay, I'm going to stop cutting from whole sheets and I'm going to start using my squares, or using my scraps. And you can kind of piece them together. I usually do that when I'm not making a video. I'll do things like that that take maybe a little more time, a little more effort. Okay, I'm just gonna put the photos down. Now, I also wanted to point out, in the original, there were a lot of tabs and things like that going down the side. Since I'm adding that extra photo, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna kind of keep it this way. I'm just gonna start. I have no idea where this is headed, but that is cute right there. Now I have travel supplies all over the place. For this, I actually wanted to use this pickup truck. And see, I cut a New York City tag out of this paper, which is Simple Stories You Are Here. And I have that handy. And I have a whole bucket of ephemera from the Everywhere collection from 49 and Market. And I have just a whole bunch of other stuff. So I like this, and I thought I didn't really think this through because it would have been better maybe here, and maybe that's where I will use it. And now is where I use my my scrap bucket. I use it for things like this. There. I don't want it to look like it's running over her head, but certainly there. And of course I have to give her a, let's get my adhesive cutting scissors. I have to give her a daisy, and then I'll build other things around it. And what I'm not going to be doing today, I'm going to actually type and print little word strips that tell the date and the place. And I didn't do that before starting this video, though I had planned to. Well, I'll go ahead and do it here. And then I'm going to add one of these flowers here with a skinnier piece of foam. And then I'm going to doodle another flower, which is why I kept this around. And it's going to be a little bit different kind. This is going to I have to do each one of these little vignettes separately. Okay. And I'm going to go this is going to be a strange little flower. It'll look like a yellow dot with a bad hairdo. If I had this to do over again, I would, but I don't know if this adds or takes away from it by doing this. What I might want to do is let that be the center of a flower and then do big petals like this around it. So if I did something like that, I tell you what I could do. Oh, I'm messing things up. Let me trace around here. I have no idea what this is going to look like. Especially since there we go. That's not too bad. Okay. Yo. All right. And I probably want to use one of these little guys, and I might use it across here. There we go. And then I'll have some smaller bits to add later. Actually, I want some foam on that. I'm gonna wipe the glue off. I'll stand it up. To me, that photo is the epitome of childlike wonder. She was probably being told to let her cousin play with the truck because she was monopolizing it, and it was her cousin's truck. Okay, and then I will I'll go back and do some small things there. So if I do them all that big, I'm not going to have room for them all. So I'm going to do this one up here. And I have a I have a little set of these are the from that Super Awesome line by Asuka Studios, and I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fussy cut this so that it has that speech bubble shape a little bit more. I'll do that. I'll put that up on some thick foam. I used the wrong scissors there. And even though it's not, this isn't a superhero photo, he's at that superhero age. So that works. This is a little like a collection of the images. It's just a little piece of ephemera from that same collection. And I'm going to put it like so. I'm going to take one of the daisies, maybe cut something off of it, put a little bit of foam, then I've got a little bit left there to use somewhere else. There's something about the black and white and yellow. There was a patterned paper. I forget who did it, but I got a couple sheets of it in a Mind the Scrap kit, and I absolutely went wild and used I don't want any of that showing, the cut part. So I'll tuck it down a little bit. I need to, when I'm reaching over the table, it's never as, I don't have the precise placement. Okay, before I go too much farther, I want to be sure I have room for my title. So I'm going to put the title on here. If I do this, then Allie can go here and Katie can go here. And that should work. Okay, so the everywhere is just going to get glued down. And I don't think that's no, I don't think those have any stick. And I'm going to do it a little bit off center so that it breaks that line. And you know how I feel about breaking lines. I think that really makes a design sing. Let's see. I want the wander kind of right in here and the let's kind of overlapping the wander. So I'm going to put the wander down on the skinniest foam. But some foam. So there, I just want my lets to be able to overlap it. I know that in one of my travel collections, there was a piece of ephemera that said, wander to wonder, something like that. And I looked everywhere for that and couldn't find it. Okay, so I've used the super awesome there. I've got some things here. I want to use tickets. Maybe. I'm not. It just kind of looks like I'm not liking that, so I'm gonna hold off on that. I have a couple of smaller tickets. That maybe could go there, but I'm not crazy about these colors with that. So I'm going to go back to my flowers here, and I'm going to put that one right there, and I'm going to glue it flat. While somewhat curling up those. I'll do that. And I've got a few little hearts that I kind of like. And I thought I might do one right in the center of that flower. I'm going to do one in the center of this flower up here on Ava's part, and then we'll see where we go. I like this also, which is what I wanted the title to be, but I had already used that piece. That was probably the first piece I used, was the "Oh, the Places We'll Go." And I have all of my travel albums that have pages about John's and my travels, and yeah, all those albums are called "Oh, the Places." And anytime I do a page about travel, in fact, this page will go in "Oh, the Places." I'm gonna have that slightly hanging off there. So that gives me some limits to where I can put Allie's photo. And should it be in or straight, I'm gonna still tilt it out, but maybe at a little bit less of an angle than Barrett's. And I've got this Adventure Awaits, but I want to do a flower. I'll do this. I want to do each daisy a little bit differently. For each kid. In this case, I'll have it overlapping, and let me do, I'll bring this color, this is from the same collection, I'll bring this color kind of over here, and I have to put some foam on one end of it. And I'm going to doodle a small I'll put that there so that I really only have to doodle one side of the flower. And then I'm going to do little circles inside. And you may not be able to see that. And I'll just do a little bit. And I'm going to put the heart here with this little map under it. And I'm gonna, it's a sticker, but I'm gonna add some glue just to keep it there. I'll do this, kind of hanging off the photo over top of that. And this is a little Rosie Studio thing that says, "This is the life." I may or may not use that. I had envisioned I could use these as kind of backdrops for the photos. And to be honest, I forgot, because I think that would have been good. But I only had these three big ones, and this one round one, so it would have been goofy anyway. Let's see. Let's get Katie's in, and then I'll worry about how to further embellish these. And I'm gonna maybe do just a little bit of doodling. I'll make my doodling different on each cluster. Okay, there we go. And I've got this for Katie's. And world to see. I have this vellum world map, which I would love to use somehow, but I don't think I'm going to be able to squeeze that in. Okay, so let's do Katie's. Katie's is going to go like so, I think. But I don't want to put it down until I've got this ticket that I fussy cut out of that Simple Stories paper. I want to do it this way. So okay, and that's kind of curled up. I may do this over here in conjunction with this other ticket, maybe. That's kind of a lot of the same color there, but I kind of like that about it. Let's tuck that under. This is a similar enough color to the background that it may not show up as well. I want a little bit of that yellow kind of peeking through there. And I've got this airplane, because this was Katie's was the only trip that involved an airplane. And she loved it. She was a really good traveling companion. They all were. Allie was amazing. She's always been kind of an animal lover, and she immediately found the dogs on the ranch that, so I'm going to put this one, she'll get pieces of 2 daisies. I'll put that one there. So she found the dogs on the ranch and kind of had a great time with them, and she loved the ride. She was a great little tourist, and Katie was too. She was, and Barrett just wanted to go on the Spider-Man ride, but he loved everything, and he and Grandpa kind of got really close. He was at an age where he didn't understand why, if I called him John, why couldn't he call him John? And John was very, traditional about that, and insisted that he be called Grandpa. So I'm gonna just put some glue here and kind of get that there. I've got this that says World to See or Adventure Awaits. I'm almost thinking I want to use Adventure Awaits down here. So I'll do that. And then World to See will go here. I'm kind of off on my over-embellishing journey here. Okay, so Adventure Awaits goes there. Let me get this little blue heart in the middle of here. I have that's not really covering up anything important if I overlap it onto the photo, so I'm going to do that. And I've got these 2 little tickets. I'm going to staple them like I always do, and I'm going to see where they might fit. I think that's going to work. Well, why don't I put a little bit of foam back there? Well, let's glue this foam on there, and then we'll put some glue on the other side. That seems to work. The new places, and This Is the Life, I think are not going to make the cut. I do have another one of these flowers that could go maybe here. And I'm kind of flowering things up a lot, and that's kind of intentional because of the theme, and also because of these are kind of daisy-like flowers. I like this that says keep exploring your world, and that's kind of appropriate for where Barrett is now in his life. He's considering in order to get some financial help with college. He's considering joining the service, and another big attraction for that is seeing the world. So, okay, now let's go find some small embellishments. I'm going to put this little car here because right now Ava and her dad are actually shopping for her car, believe it or not. She's just turned 15. She's about to get her learner's permit, and as soon as she turns 16, she wants her license and she wants to have her car. So the car's not going to happen right away, but they're shopping for it. They're making that decision. Okay, I love these little black stars. They're chipboard. So I'm going to put glue on them. I'm actually going to put this one on this tag. I'll get another one over here in Allie's vignette. And let's see, do I have any more? I don't have any more of the black stars. Oh, yes, I do. I have to give Ava one of those there. Let's see. What else I want to use. I think I don't need anything else. In a nod to the original, I'm going to use this lemon somewhere. And I'm thinking I could use a dose of yellow color over here. Maybe. What the heck? I haven't doodled here, so let me put this kind of as part of this. I'm going to lift this up. I'll just kind of put that there. It's a little tiny bit of color. And let me see what I can doodle over here. Do I want to doodle around this one? Let's do that. And that means I'm going to doodle on the photo. And out onto the paper. And it's not staying stuck down. It's kind of hard to doodle around it if it keeps moving. And I'm going to draw little lines in it. So I think I've satisfied that requirement. Let me pull this sticker sheet. I want this little camera Not sure where it wants to go. Maybe right there. And let's see. I like this little umbrella. I love the umbrellas in this collection. That just is too cute not to use. I think I'm going to go try to order a couple more of the sticker sheets because there's so much in the collection that you can just use mixed with any kind of travel themed supplies. Let's see. There's this cute thing that says travel notes. I'd cover up too much there. This would have been something good to have thought about earlier on in the process, but there was no process. I'm going to kind of put this down here. And we'll see how that works out. That works okay there. And I think I kind of want something right in there, but I guess that's okay. Anything here? I want to use this sunshine, and I think it might be cool right there. And I only need half of it. Right there. And do I want the other half somewhere else? Maybe. There, because that was in the Florida sunshine. I think that works. I like these little holographic arrows, and I'm gonna add, I'll do it more down in there, and I think there's another one. And I'll use it right here. I want to make sure those are parallel. I've got a little black and white star that kind of I don't need it. I could go on all day long adding stars and hearts and little dots, but I'm not going to. I think I'm going to call it done, although I do have cute little dots that I can add all over the place. And they're coming from the Where to Next puffy, thicker titles and and embellishments. Whoops. That's picked up some adhesive, and I'm going to need tweezers to get rid of that. I'll just get rid of the, nope, I guess it's okay now. What on earth was that? It might have been something stuck to my finger. And I'm absolutely in love with all these photos and all these memories, and it's a crazy mixed up, jumbled up page, but I kind of like that about it. There's what I'm going to put there. Okay. I think I'm going to call it done. Let me do just a couple of these little open hearts somewhere. There. And here's a small one up here. That can go right there, and I'll put this a little further out. Okay, I think I'm going to say I'm done. And I thank you very much for traveling along with me on this journey as I chronicled all the wonderment that there is to behold when traveling with children. Thank you very much. Bye.